Hello friends, this video on NEET Ecology is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. We will discuss about the global biodiversity of different categories of organisms. So let us start with the invertebrates. Now under invertebrates we have the insects, the mollusks, the crustaceans and also some other animal groups. Now worldwide we see that the population of insects that we have is quite huge. So if you talk about the numbers, like this pie chart gives you an idea about how many insects do you have, like the population of insects. So insects are like the most widely populated ones amongst the invertebrates. So you see this entire yellow region represents insects, the small green region represents crustaceans, the off-white region is for the mollusks and this gray region is for all the other animal groups. Now if you talk about the actual numbers, so worldwide the numbers are something like this. Now as far as insects are concerned, there are 10,25,000 of insect species. Now I am not talking about the numbers of insects, but I am talking about the number of insect species that we have. So 10,25,000 species of insects exist worldwide. Now if you talk about the mollusks, so how about the mollusks? So there exists 70,000 species of mollusks and there exists approximately 43,000 species of crustaceans. So these are the numbers and the numbers are huge definitely. But why did I give this graph? So that you get an idea about which organisms have maximum number of species. So the maximum one is insects, then the mollusks and then the crustaceans, and the remaining portion is covered by other animal groups. Now if you look at the same numbers in India, so obviously the numbers would be quite lesser. For example, in India the number of insect species will drop down to 68,389. So this would be the number in India. Similarly, the number of mollusks in India would be 5,070. So that's the number in India. So this was about the invertebrates. Now let us look at the global biodiversity for vertebrates. So under vertebrates we have mammals, fishes, birds, reptiles, amphibians. Now if you look at this pie chart, you see that almost 50% of the vertebrates are fishes. That means the population of the fish species cover 50% of the total vertebrates. Now let us look at the numbers. So first we will look at the numbers worldwide. So worldwide, how many species of fishes exist? Approximately 26,959 species exist. What about the next category? The next category appears to be the birds. So for birds, there exists 9,700 species of birds. The next would be reptiles, and for reptiles there exists 7,150 species of reptiles. How about the amphibians? So amphibians, there exist 4,780 species of amphibians, and finally the mammals, which is 4,650 species of mammals. So these are the numbers worldwide for the various categories of vertebrate. Now if you look at the same numbers within India, so numbers would be quite less. For example, there are around 209 species of amphibians, some 390 species of mammals, some 456 species of reptiles and so on. So with this again you get an idea that if I ask you to arrange in order, like which particular category has more number of species in worldwide amongst the vertebrates. So the maximum would be fishes and the minimum would be mammals, and in between you would have birds, reptiles and amphibians. Now let us move on to the global biodiversity in case of plants. Now under plants also we have many different categories, like the flowering plants or the angiosperms, then you have the gymnosperms, you have fungi, you have algae. So there are so many different varieties of plants as well. Now if you look at this chart, you see that most of the chart has been occupied by angiosperms and fungi. And then you have a very few portion, very little tiny sections for mosses and ferns, algae and lichen. So let's look at the numbers here also. So you'll be surprised to know that the numbers for angiosperms is around 2,70,000. So you have 2,70,000 species of angiosperms, or the flowering plants. Now flowering plants in a way also is very good for a very productive ecosystem, because the flowering plants have a very strong vascular system. So they have vascular tissues which help in conduction of water and minerals, and in a way they enrich the productivity of the ecosystem. So it's good that we have so many species of the flowering plants. When it comes to fungi, there exists around 72,000 species of fungi. For algae, there are around 40,000 species of algae. You have some 13,500 species of lichens, mosses around 14,500, and ferns are around 10,000. So these are the accurate numbers, but I think for all the three, vertebrates, invertebrates as well as plants, it is better that you have a glance of the pie chart and you try to remember the pie chart. So that's going to help you. There is no point remembering the numbers, but why I gave you the numbers was just to give you an idea about how many species of various categories exist in each of these sections, like plants, vertebrates and invertebrates. But for you to remember, you just need to remember like which one is maximum, which one is minimum. So that ways you should remember. So I think the pie chart would be more helpful for you. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for free quality education. You can learn with a simple 4-step learning process wherein you can watch video lessons, you can ask your questions, you can refer notes, and you can take a free online test. We have content for class 6 to 12 on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology along with practical videos. So please subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Thank you.